Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Athlete Group Chat with Gianna Kataya. Today we have a special guest, Jacob Oberle. He's on the men's swimming and diving team here at Penn State. So welcome, Jacob.
Thank you, yes.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to have you here. I always see you around campus, always see you in the training room, and I see what you're doing on social media with like mental health, and I definitely want to talk to you about that today. But like, first, let's get to know you a little bit more. How did you get into swimming and diving? Because I feel like that's like a different type of sport.
Yeah.
Usually people are like the soccer, dance, football, basketball, all of that.
It's a very niche sport. I definitely, growing up, did not think I would get into swimming and diving. I loved basketball. I loved baseball. I loved soccer. I loved all the normal sports like that. But it just kind of was something I was good at. I started summer swim just like with my neighborhood at the age of 6. And from there, I realized I kind of had a little knack for it. Started getting a little bit more intense with it around 7, 8. And then got pretty selective by the age of 9 and 10. Wasn't allowed to do any other sports and kind of just gave swimming my everything. So was very quickly kind of honed into swimming, but was an interesting path to get there.
Yeah, that's very cool. I love swimming, but I could never do what you do at all. What events do you do here at Penn State?
I swim the 100 fly, the 100 freestyle, the 200 freestyle, and the 200 fly. So it kind of fluctuates a lot, but those are my main 4 right now.
Very, very cool. And then why Penn State? How did you get here?
Yeah, that's also an interesting story. I didn't think I would end up here. I'm very glad and happy I did, but I did not think I'd end up here. I thought I was going SEC my whole life. But at the end of the day, I'm the oldest of 4, and it just came down to financials. This is where they offered me the most, and I could see myself making a home here, and it was just the best of both worlds. So help my family out any way I can, and I ended up here, and I'm thankful for it and making the most of it.
Yeah, how does it work for swimming? When did you decide to come here, and how does the recruiting work? Because lacrosse for me was so different. I committed here freshman year of high school, but now we can't talk to college coaches until junior year of high school.
Swimming's always been a little bit later, I'd say, for the recruiting process. I think we were allowed to start recruiting the summer after our sophomore year. I could easily be wrong with that, but I think it was the summer after you could start reaching out to coaches. So I took visits to schools as a junior in high school, so all junior year, and then I committed, I think, later junior year. I was still a junior in high school, so all senior year I was committed, but a little bit later than you.
Yeah,
so.
It's cool. Very cool. It's so weird being a junior, even as a freshman, picking where you're going to go for the next 4 years, and that's what you decide.
Yeah.
But Penn State's the best place.
I was very immature at that time, and I'm glad I ended up picking here, but I could have made a big mistake. So.
Yeah. I know that you said that you're the youngest of 4. Oldest of 4.
Oldest of 4, yeah.
Are any of them in college or doing sports, following in their footsteps?
No, so I'm the only one who does sports as competitively as I do. My family did all swim at some point, but not to the level that I did. My sister does club swimming at JMU, and she really enjoys it. And then my brother runs track, and he's a junior in high school. And my other brother kind of does a little bit of everything. He swims still. He throws shot put. He's a big boy, so.
You got the athletic family. Yeah. I'm the only one in my family that took it to college.
I don't think anyone else will take it to college to the extent that I did, but it's fun to watch them and enjoy what they do. Yeah.
And then, kind of getting more into the other side of things, now that NIL is a huge thing, and I kind of know that you're a part of that. Can you tell me a little bit about your NIL deals that you have right now? You have one with McClanahan's, right?
I did do one with McClanahan's, yes, ma'am. So swimming's a very niche sport, as I said at the beginning. Some people think there's not a lot of money in it if you're a male swimmer, and that isn't true. You just have to work a little bit harder for it than other sports. So this summer, I kind of just emailed 200-plus companies, kept a big spreadsheet.
Holy, oh my goodness.
It was 200-plus companies. It became a numbers game of if you would email 100, 10 would answer you, 8 of them would be no, and 2 would be yes. So it just kind of, not spamming companies, but kind of getting my name out there, selling yourself.
That's what you have to do. Exactly. You have to get your name out there.
Exactly. So 200-plus. From that, I think I have 5 to 7 signed contracts with NIL deals. McClanahan's, for all Penn Staters, is definitely the coolest one I have here.
Mm-hmm.
You might have also seen I have this Lion Tutors ad that gets pushed like
you're on Lion Tutors. I always see it pop up on my TikTok. Now that we're talking about it, it's gonna pop up on TikTok.
You're gonna send it to me, and I'm gonna be like, "Yep, that sadly is me." So I've done a Lion Tutors ad. I've done the McClanahan's one's pretty cool. I did some stuff with Breakfast Place back home. I actually just recently did a YMCA clinic with State College YMCA, kind of just a swim clinic at their pool. But yeah, just cool stuff like that. It's smaller things, but I'm passionate about it, and it's fun to do and kind of get my name out there.
Yeah, no, that's like really cool. I think like NIL is like such a great thing for us as student athletes. I haven't gotten into it at all, but maybe I will eventually.
It takes a little time. Yeah, I can help. Don't worry.
All right, and definitely will come to you for that. But the most recent thing that I saw that you have posted on social media is the Jane Marie Foundation through Champs Rise, raising awareness for mental health. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
So Champs Raise is this new initiative that was started pretty recently. I think maybe 5 to 7 athletes here at Penn State are a part of it. But pretty much it allows athletes to use their name, image, and likeness to help organizations around State College. It started with Thon. You could kind of put your name out there and get money and fundraising for Thon, but it has branched out into other things because Thon only happens for a couple months a year. Mm-hmm. So I got in contact with the Jane Marie Foundation. They are a mental health kind of organization around here that just helps anyone in the State College area who's having problems, needs to talk, needs anything. And I'm using my name, image, and likeness to kind of push their name out there, use my platform to get them some more eyes, some more viewers, and hopefully raise some money for them through Champs Raise and for that foundation.
That's really cool. How did you find out about that foundation?
Yeah, so the guy who started Champs Raise kind of reached out to just organizations in State College for just trying to find organizations that we could use to help partner with. So he did that. He found the Jane Marie Foundation for me and then said, I have this foundation that I think might be really good for you. Would you be interested in helping support them? And I was like, 100%, let's go for it.
I love that. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then like kind of like piggying back off of that, like is like mental health like a really big important thing for you as a student athlete? Because I know like for student athletes, mental health is a bigger topic. I've like mentioned this like in I think every single one of my podcasts. I've had my teammate Ashley Bowen that started Morgan's Message here. That's like one of the biggest foundations for it. Me personally, I know I've struggled with mental health and like talking about it, but I've also heard like male student athletes say that it's a little bit different for them and it's like harder to talk about at times.
I definitely have had my fair share of mental health, not gonna say problems, but issues, and it was mostly in high school. I had a lot in high school and struggled a lot with it in high school, and it was very, very hard for me. I didn't talk about it. I bottled it up like society says you should, and kind of just went down that road. I came out on the other side better for it, but it was a long 2 years and a long process in my life. But it has changed me, and it is a very big part of who I am now. Talking about it with teammates, talking about it with those around me, and kind of just helping push that quota to say it's okay to talk about this, it's okay to do this stuff, and it's okay to have feelings. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to...
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. Like, I did the same thing. I bottled things up, and then now I talk about it. I'm very open about it. I'm open about it with my teammates, my coaches, and it definitely, like, feels better when you do that, for sure.
Maybe not at the beginning. But
not at the beginning at all, but once you, like, get more comfortable talking about mental health, it's easier to do, and then you definitely like inspire the rest of like your teammates and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and mental health has just become such an important thing in the world of sports, I think, in the last 5 years or so. I mean, even 10 years ago, it definitely was not talked about as much as it is now.
No, not at all.
It's become a very, very valuable thing. I mean, we have our new mental health people here.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, they're great.
And then with like Penn State, like I think like for me, like I could like also like speak on behalf of it, like how was like Penn State and like your team like helped with that and like backing you with like talking about like mental health or like have you experienced anything like that?
Yeah, they're all very, very supportive of it. I definitely started it within I wasn't very outward outside of my team at the beginning, and just kind of talking to them and being kind of just a way of support for them on the pool deck, in the locker room, wherever is needed. But they've made it very clear that they support me and what I'm talking about. And I've had multiple people reach out and be like, hey, I want to help you. I want to be a part of this. I have a story to share too. I have something, and that's sad that so many people have stories, but it's also really cool that so many people are willing to just kind of sit and talk about it and be open about that.
Yeah, no, exactly. And like, that's like why I wanted to have you on this podcast today to talk about it, because I know that everybody has a story, no matter what, if like they're the star player of their team or not. Like, every story matters and should be talked about. But I think that's great that like you talk to your teammates about that, and like there's other people that are willing to speak up and say stuff. Yeah.
I mean, that's such an important thing that I've kind of pushed on the team too, is like, even outside of mental health, just every person plays a role and every person matters in that role. And I'm by far not the best person on my team, and my role matters just as much as the MVP. That's important.
I love that. Yeah.
It's very hard.
I think that's like a great, like almost like motto for like student athletes, especially young ones. Like we're both juniors right now, but like I know like freshmen on my team are always like very like scared of being like, I have to be the best right now. I'm like, no, you don't. Like, it's okay. Like, no matter like how hard you're working, you're still making an impact on the team.
Yeah. And kind of just empowering them that our freshmen are a little scared to talk sometimes and speak up, and just reminding them that their voice matters and everyone plays a role and they have value in what they do.
I think that's like great, especially like that's like a leader thing that like people that are upperclassmen can do for their team is to like empower others, because it's not easy being a student athlete whatsoever. And we both understand that to a good extent. But moving on from that, like I wanted to ask, like, what like athlete or person in your life has like inspired you to like keep going and like keep pushing, and has always motivated you?
Yeah, always motivated me. I have a buddy from back home. His name is DC. He was kind of with me a lot during high school when it was really bad, and he cared about me in a way that no one else was caring about me. And that man is a hard worker, and that man is determined, and that man has been also dealt some pretty bad cards in life and took them. And just watching him and how he has dealt with life has really kind of inspired me and allowed me to kind of say, like, I'm gonna do what he did. So he was swimming at the Naval Academy. He stopped recently, but he's still killing it out there. He was a student athlete for about 2 years, and the Naval Academy is no joke.
No, I have like some friends, and I know a few people that are at the Naval Academy, and like, no joke. They talk about how difficult
big lacrosse school.
Yeah, very big lacrosse school, and it's very difficult. But I'm glad you had that person and have that person to be there for you, and you can be there for him.
Exactly, and that's kind of what I'm taking. This is like, I can be that person for other people here. Just I can be the loud, crazy guy at practice, but I'm also the person you can talk to afterwards about anything and kind of just be there for you. And it's good to have both sides of that coin.
I agree with you. It's like we're almost like the same person in a way, because I'm that loud person at practice. But if anybody ever wants to talk to me, I tell them I'm like open ears. I'm always here to listen. Yeah. That's like what you need. But just to finish it up, do you have like any other advice to young like kids out there that want to play like a sport in college, or like any student athletes that are struggling that like you think would be like helpful for them to hear?
I think it's twofold. I think when looking at younger high school athletes or high schoolers looking to play at the D1 level, I think it's easy to fall into the trap to commit to the biggest and baddest school you can, and that's very appealing in the moment. But go somewhere that fits you. And you never know what's going to happen in your athletic process. And do what you feel right and isn't the biggest name. For current athletes, kind of just going back to what I said earlier of like, you play a role on your team no matter who you are. You can sit on the bench the whole game, but you can be the best motivator out there. And kind of remember your role matters no matter who you are. And just keep doing what you can do with what you've been dealt.
I think that is two amazing things that you could have said, and that people should definitely listen to that and take that and people need to hear like other student athletes telling them that,
Yeah.
and especially like our generation has experienced so much through like the COVID pandemic changed a lot of things for us. Now mental health being talked a lot about. So I think those are two great things that you touched on. But that's like all I have for you. So thank you for coming on the show. Everybody, this is the Athlete Group Chat with Gianna Kataya, and that is Jacob Oberle. And I hope that you guys all enjoyed listening to his story, because I know I did. Thank you again.
Thank y'all.